Blog number 60, a goal to reach my daily goals. In my constant and unwavering negotiations with spinocerebellar ataxia, I find that if I set a list of daily goals for myself, that these are what will help me get through the day successfully. Of course, it would make it much more effortless to reach those daily goals. And believe me, I am sorely tempted to just simply not have any goals. This way, I would always be victorious, and I never have to worry about letting myself down. But another word for this type of goal setting would be lazy. I do, however, find that I have those days when doing as little as possible because of fatigue or because of the risk of injury to myself. If I push it a fraction higher than my usual plateau, those days do exist. And even though I try to limit these times, during these days I still have to eat, breathe, and try to walk on a razor's edge to the bathroom. So the elements of risk and the possibilities of injury are always present. And so with this in mind, I continue to set short-range goals that take me in small but safe steps throughout the day. I will share them with you in the event that, if someone out there is struggling with the concept of setting goals for themselves, that the ones that I have set for myself might serve as an inspiration. There is nothing that helps me attain a better night's sleep, nor that it infuses a sense of well-being and accomplishment when I lay my weary head down at night, like the feeling of knowing that I have managed to reach and accomplish all the goals that I have set out for myself that day. In fact, just the act of laying down is the realization of one of those goals. It is the last and the most important goal of the day. If I cannot achieve any other goal during the day, just having a nightly reunion with my bed is enough. But I continue to strive and to do my best to achieve the positive agenda that I have set out for myself. I start the day off in a very similar fashion I suspect that most of you do, by waking up. Right away, I start my day off on a positive note, as I have already accomplished my first goal that I have set for myself. Although there are some variables in the attaining of this goal, as I never know for sure what state I'll wake up in. And I don't mean state with a capital S because I'm not a member of a traveling circus, nor am I some kind of vagabond. But I mean state with the small s, or as it relates to the physical condition when I wake up. I guess to simplify this particular goal, and so as to not base it on a wide range of fluctuations, the accomplishment of the goal of waking up should rather be based on the simple fact of whether or not I am still breathing. So, up to the current date, I have successfully nailed the first goal by simply opening my eyes, and then from there on, I move to the second goal, which is coffee. It really is as simple as that. It is a simple thing, but one that I cannot overstress the importance of in my life. I stumble out of the kitchen, and either I or Melissa will fill our large travel mugs. This goal is actually a two-part goal, with the first part being completed the night before, and which plays a very integral part to the success and the successful achievement of the second part, which is the setting of the automatic timer on the coffee pot. This ensures that the coffee will be ready and waiting for the success of the second part. We use the buddy system here and try to minimize the potential of true disaster. In the morning, we also trade off filling our cups as we both have a need to enjoy as much coffee as we can get into our systems without actually drowning ourselves. Once this second goal is achieved, I then advance on to the third goal, which I just previously touched on, the true and triumphant avoidance of an accidental drowning by highly caffeinated hot water. This is a very important goal to me, and I seek to fulfill it while being engaged in the midst of my fourth goal, which is my easy chair. Oh yes, my easy chair, or as I would refer to it here, the horizontal slumber mate. I spend a lot of time in the reclined position, studying the backs of my eyelids, as if I am trying to find some ancient writing or a charcoal picture of a buffalo hunt etched there. I haven't found any yet, but I promise you, my friends, that I will not quit until I see one of those. At this point in the morning, however, I do not avail myself of the horizontal slumber mate's reclining charms. Rather, the highly seductive, sprawled back position serves as a precursor to a successful re-entry into the bed at the end of the day. About 6 months ago, a lady from one of my support groups that I lead called me. She was very overwhelmed and distressed to the point of tears. She was looking around her house and seeing all the household chores that in the past had come so easy for her, but that were now a struggle. She compared what she used to be able to do and accomplish during the day with the reality of what she is currently able to do, and the thought was very frustrating and depressing. On top of all that, her body was now reacting to the stress by just shutting down. Most of us can relate to these feelings from time to time, as many of us have found ourselves in that very dark spot. I know I have, which is the first thing that I told her. I also told her that this is a place that I have not allowed myself to stay in, and I strongly urged her to not allow herself to dwell there very long either. How does this whole thing relate to the setting of daily goals? Because the friend that I just mentioned was not only comparing the past to the present, but was looking at her day as one large task. And because she was allowing herself to do so, she was feeling completely overwhelmed and was left to wonder how she would get it all done with the body that was becoming ever increasingly uncooperative. I told her to pick just one or two small things that needed to be done, and if that is all she could do, she needed to be okay with stopping there and resting. She needed to stop focusing on what she couldn't get done, but on what she did get accomplished, and to just let the other things go until tomorrow when she could go at them again with a fresh start. I told her that what I have found to be true in my own life is that a daily positive attitude starts when I am able to give myself permission to be who I am. Note here that I did not say a taxi is an excuse to take life easy, but I believe that we have to give ourselves permission to be who we are. I told her that it is a day-by-day situation as we learn to work with and around our ataxia. We do have a handicap, and because of that fact, the everyday tasks and the things of life that come easy for other people are used, and the things that used to come easy to us are now a challenge. So we have to set realistic goals for ourselves and stick to them. We have to be okay with taking smaller steps. You may not like it, but I very, very strongly believe that you will not be happy until you give yourself permission to understand your limitations, to engage those limitations head on, and to find ways to work around them, with them, and despite them. She knew these things and just simply needed someone to shine a light into her pit of gloom, to reach a hand down and to help her climb out. We all need this at times in life, and it is why support is so important, my friends, because in those moments we need to know that we are not alone in our struggle. So beyond my morning coffee lies a day that is completely filled with seemingly an endless list of chores, tasks, and responsibilities. I have made it one of my daily goals to just simply do a few things every day, and I find that by the end of the week, I have been able to accomplish just about everything. Every one of us is different in how we may choose to handle our situation, but with my daily attacks in shadow, seeing and handling household chores in small chunks is a goal system that works well for me. And it makes the reunion with my bed at night just that much sweeter.